Sometimes you don't find your comfort zone. You create a new one. Regions can help, with advice and tools to help you budget, save, and plan your financial future, so you can brave a new beginning.
Welcome to the Valley on ESPN as the Valparaiso Crusaders play host to the Bradley Braves, and it's brought to you in part by Lakeshore Bone and Joint. Lakeshore Bone and Joint, proud to be the official physicians of Valpo University Athletics. Greetings from the Arc in Valpo, alongside Dave Huseman. I'm Todd Eichhoff. Same two teams met 13 days ago, and David took 10 extra minutes before they decided the winner. Valpo winning by 6 in double overtime. No reason to think we're not going to have another very tight game tonight.
Yeah, anticipated. Highly contested matchup. Both these squads familiar with each other. As you mentioned, less than 2 weeks separates their last matchup. Should be a bar burner this evening.
The best matchup is in the middle. Two of the most talented post players in the league, starting with one left-hander, Elijah Childs.
Yeah, he owns the MVC in the paint, and he's comfortable here at the Arc. 27 points, a career high in the last matchup versus Valpo.
Meanwhile, one of the most consistent players in the league this year has been Ben Cricky.
Yeah, he's been outstanding. Everything that the team's asked him to do, he's done. We saw it last weekend against Drake. He averaged over 15. He works inside and outside. He can really stretch it out if they need to.
Both teams have some injuries as we take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Allegiance Credit Union. Allegiance now offering up to $400 for vehicle refinancing and $200 for new student accounts. Visit allegiance.org for more information. The Braves, again, still without their outstanding defensive center, Ari Boya, not in uniform today, still with that foot injury. They hope to get him back sometime relatively soon. They're also without Sean East. This is the fourth straight game that he'll miss due to a medical situation. Meanwhile, Valpo has their own injured starter out. Connor Barrett not in the starting lineup. He was replaced by Sheldon Edwards on Sunday. Edwards had a huge weekend against Drake.
Yeah, he was the newcomer of the week for the Missouri Valley Conference. He really stepped into that role. It's not a matter of him not being able to fill in that starting lineup, but it's somebody coming off the bench that Valpo doesn't have now. Their subs did pick it up a little bit last week. They'll have to do the same today.
Valpo's been beaten on the glass in most games. Bradley out-rebounded Valpo by 7 in the first, but the Crusaders made it up because their freshman shot the ball so well. You don't have Barrett, but you still have Edwards and Agnosovic, those two sharpshooters for Valpo.
The Sheboygan sharpshooter. I can't wait to hear the calls out of your mouth tonight, Mr. Echo.
All right, we're underway. Bradley in the road whites with the red trim, and here is Terry Nolan. Had an outstanding game in the first matchup. Kevin McAdoo has returned from injury, and he has the ball now. Now it's Childs. Again, Childs and Cricky, the battle of the two great left-handers in the post. Here's Childs. Career high 27 against Valpo in the first meeting. Shot clock winding down. McAdoo under a great contest. Drains a three. That's not really his game. But Kevin McAdoo, the Eastern Michigan transfer, puts Bradley on the board first with a
first time out. They only knocked down 4 threes. Bradley generally lives in the paint. If they can get any outside scoring, that's a huge bonus.
Here's Cricky. Mast starts off on Cricky. Now Sackey, Edwards, Sackey, and now Clay gets a touch. The shot clock winding down for Valpo. It's going to be Clay from the top of the circle, and that rings out. So neither team got no good offensive flow. Bradley was able to make their first contested shot. Crusaders unable to do so. Bradley ball and a 3-0 lead. Valpo's had some quick starts of late. Kingsby backs it out. This is Edwards on Kingsby. And now Nolan. Cut off by Gordon. They back it up. McAdoo again. This time no good, but Mass, the offensive rebound.
Talked about it in the pregame, Todd. Those offensive board and inside paints. Valpo cannot be owned on the offensive glass if they want to stay in this matchup.
Mass did not score in the first meeting. He scores less than a minute, 45 seconds in, and Edwards nearly turned it over. So a real good start here for the Braves. Sackey. Now it's Clay, and he was out of bounds. Well, the home team has owned this series. It's tight. Bradley a 6-5 advantage in games on home sites. 5-5. The home team has won all 10.
And these two teams are very familiar with each other. Not only are they conference foes, obviously last year, surprise for both teams as Bradley went on to win the MVC tournament. They got that bid to the canceled NCAA tournament. So one cool thing about these mid-majors having those early tournaments in 2020, we actually got to see the culmination of the MVC.
Nolan in and out. Edwards the rebound. Apple still looking to get on the board. Gordon steps into a deep three. And that's off the heel, and Childs with that rebound. So the Crusaders scoreless through 2.5 minutes. Kingsby through contact, no call. They let it go. Gordon the rebound, and back comes Sackey.
Ill-advised shots on both ends. Gordon pulled the trigger a little early in that time, trying to draw contact. And Valpo, Todd, they've been sloppy here early.
No doubt about it. Childs running the court, and a chance for a three-point play. And a very poor start, Dave, as you pointed out, with shot selection
100%.
from Valpo in the early going. Look at this pass by Nolan.
Running the court and a big man in Childs. You talk about the skill of Cricky inside and out earlier. Childs can do the same thing when it comes to receiving the ball. These are both bigs, but they both got very soft hands with the ability to finish. Childs, at career high 27 in the first game, and he shoots extremely efficient. He was 50% from the field.
The free throw rims in, and already 8-0. Valpo, earlier on this season, a lot of slow starts. Lately, that hasn't been a problem, but it is a problem right now. Not good offensive execution to start this game. Cricky. And they cover up on him. Great defense by the Braves thus far.
It's been really impressive to see Bradley's defensive rotations once again forcing value into tough shots, and they're going to get bailed out here with the foul.
Yeah, Edwards will get 3 free throws. Kingsby just too strong to contest. But if Valpo's getting nothing going to the basket, you got to give him room to come down.
That was it. He did hit the arm, but he came down onto him. And he's telling the ref here, I was straight up, but it's not a matter of that. He came underneath of him. And it's a newer rule. It's not new this season, but it's newer still for some of these players.
Yeah, if you don't give him room to come down, the officials are not going to give you the benefit of the doubt. It's a point of emphasis. It's a dangerous situation.
You don't want somebody coming down rolling an ankle. I mean, obviously, we'll talk about some of the guys not playing tonight. Mostly Boya, and he's out with an ankle injury. For Bradley, huge loss for them.
There's Bradley's outstanding bench player, Tashawn Henry, the junior from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Great Canadian flavor here tonight.
I tell you what, both squads with players that will play quality minutes from the great up north.
So Edwards hit 2 of 3, and it's 8-2 Braves. The Valpo still without a field goal through more than 3 minutes. Nolan steps into a 3 and swims in and out, but there's Henry, who's dynamite on the offensive glass.
And both offensive rebounds have turned to buckets. Already 4 early second chance points for the Braves.
A dangerous pass by Edwards. Good play by Gordon, and Valpo resets. Down 10-2. Sackett, they want to get Cricky the ball. They can't do it. Great anticipation by Kingsby. And Matt Loddick will not wait for the media timeout. He will take it right now. And the Braves, who had a quick start against Valpo 13 days ago, they duplicated today. Already a double-digit lead. 12-2 Bradley.
What do I smell? What colors do I see? What music is playing? When you walk out to the ring, there's nothing more important than confidence. So you've got to train your mind to protect it. I do that by focusing on what's around me, never letting the moment get too big. When that bell sounds, nerves are nowhere to be found. Confidence is half the battle when breaking through, so protect it. Train what's under the armor.
Wow, that's a low price.
Oh wow, that's a low price.
What?
Ooh, that's a low price.
You're so good at low prices.
Yeah.
Circle back on that later.
That's a low price.
You're off mute, buddy.
No, low price.
John lies.
Low price.
That's a low price. I'm kind of curious.
With everyday low prices at Amazon, anytime is a good time to save.
The Valley on ESPN, brought to you in part by IBEW, the Nika and IBEW Powering America team of Northwest Indiana. Very sloppy Valpo without a field goal thus far. You see the steal by Kingsby leading to the dunk. The Braves brought back, they got one guy back after they lost a guy. Kevin McAdoo, the player who came back, mentioned Shawnee's gone for the 4th straight game. McAdoo, personal situation, family situation. He has come back. Played well in 2 starts against Southern Illinois, and a good start here. Knocked down that contested 3 to open the game. Meanwhile, for Valpo, not even getting really a good look at all at the basket through the first nearly 4 minutes.
Yeah, offense has been hard to come by for Coach Slottick and his squad. And Valpo coming off a top 25 defeat of then unbeaten Drake just a couple days ago. I was interested to see how they were going to come out. I don't think they've necessarily been flat, Todd. Their just execution has been quite poor compared to what we've been seeing in the recent past.
There's Zion Morgan, who played very well on Sunday. Maybe his best game in a Valpo uniform. Now Edwards. Ball screen from Cricky, who rolls. That pass deflected, hit the backboard, and that stays in bounds. Tavanainen, who just checked in, saves it. Nolan races it up. Tavanainen steps into a three, and he knocks it in. And it's ugly right now for the Crusaders, who are down 15-2 and have nothing going offensively.
Any thing Valpo can do to get to the baskets, what they can start looking for. No more contested outside shots. Try to force something nice.
Clay, though, steps in and hits a much-needed three from an unlikely source in Donovan Clay, and it's 15-5. And let's see if that jumpstarts this team. Tavanainen, who's been coming off the bench after starting for most of the season. Now Nolan. Childs a three. Not his normal shot, but a third offensive rebound already in this game for the Braves. It was Tavanainen who kept it alive. Now inside, Henry with an easy one.
And once again, just owning the paint. They won the paint points in the first matchup 50-22. And we're already hounding on it a lot. The offensive rebounds of Bradley are just killing Valpo.
A great offensive rebound by Clay. And I think they're going to give him the basket here.
It's a major continuation here. I did see a finger go down.
Brett Smith says count the basket for Donovan Clay. So Clay makes a couple big plays here.
Chance for 6 quick points. He did have a major impact over Drake last weekend, but he wasn't really doing it from the scoring side of things. Found a lot more effectiveness as a rebounder and a passer. Today, obviously, Valpo's searching for some offense, and Donovan Clay's stepped up.
You have to get Cricky a shot here in the early game of Valpo. Clay hits the free throw, so he's got 6 of Valpo's 8 points. And it's 17-8 as McAdoo has returned. Drake's made 4 out of the last 5 shots. Their lone miss, though, turned into a basket as well. Tavanainen shot fake, steps over for 3. That rims out, and the rebound to Cricky. Cricky yet to get a touch in the lane in the early going. Now it's Clay. Now they get Cricky a touch. Masked on him. Cricky backs him down. Fakes. Tough shot. It was blocked. Zion Morgan, though, keeps it alive and banks it in. Boy, what a lift he's given Valpo this past week.
Yeah, it's been incredible what Zion's done coming off the bench of late. And that time there, that was just an old school hustle play. Cricky finally got a decent touch, and he might have forced a shot, but I can understand it. He wants to be involved, and Zion came out of nowhere.
Tavanainen, good help from Cricky. Now it's Childs to Henry. Henry cut off by Clay. McAdoo with the shot clock under 10. Now it's Henry. He steps into a 3. That's no good. Mast was there, but a great play. Morgan kept it alive into the hands of Edwards, and Valpo's right back in this game, down 7 with the ball. Morgan's really ignited this team. Edwards. That's deep. And Bradley knows all about Sheldon Edwards.
I tell you what, he has stepped his game up in the past 2 weeks for Valparaiso University. There's not a shot that he doesn't think he can knock down.
Childs off the mark, and Morgan another rebound. Now it's Clay. He'll shoot the 3. Boy, that was quick, but it went down, and Brian Wardle a timeout. Donovan Clay, who's struggled all season long with his three-point shot, with Valpo really struggling offensively, has hit 2 contested 3 balls.
Yeah, neither of those last 2 shots even touched iron for the Crusaders. They were down already double figures early, have cut this to 1. And it's pretty incredible to see Valpo do an outstanding offensive rebound here by Zion Morgan. That's a straight-up hustle play. And then the next time down the court, you see Edwards knock it down. He steps up, and Todd, it's incredible what Valpo can do to get that instant offense.
Zion Morgan comes in the game, 2 rebounds, 2 points, and an assist in a very short period of time. And suddenly Valpo from down double digits very quickly to within 1. Of course, it helps when you make 3 contested threes, 2 from Clay and 1 from Edwards.
Yeah, it's incredible. And both these teams are familiar with each other. And the other thing that's kind of crazy is they both had the ability to go on those runs. You look at their last matchup, Bradley at one point had a 14-point lead. Valpo had a 9-point lead. And both these squads had runs in that game over double digits. So both squads had that ability to completely take over for short spans.
So Bradley, well, they've got Connor Linke in the game. He does not play much, but he's out there right now. McAdoo. Valpo raced that lead in a hurry. 11-0 run in a minute 40. Henry against Agnasovic. Henry backs him down. That's good defense. Agnasovic. Mast has to shoot a three, and he knocks it in.
What is happening on a Wednesday night in Porter County, Todd? The three ball is just raining down.
Valpo's 3 of 4. Bradley's hit 3 as well. And the Braves by 4. Morgan waits. Another high ball screen. We've seen a lot of that from Valpo late. Big man setting high ball screens. It'll be Cricky this time. Now he rolls, gets it back, fakes, goes up, and he overshot the mark. And the rebound on the weak side, pulled down by Tavanainen. It's McAdoo in the open court. Down to Mast. Mast to Tavanainen. Dribbles in all the way underneath, lost his footing, fell out of bounds. Good help from Cricky caused the turnover, and we will get a break. We're 8 minutes in. Bradley 20, Valpo 16. We're back in 1 minute on the Valpo Sports Network.
Does an extra $400 in lower loan payments sound like a dream? Make that dream a reality by cashing in on our super low rates when you refinance your auto loan with Allegis Credit Union. Bring your auto loan to Allegis and receive up to $400 cash back. And as a bonus, make no payments for 90 days. Some restrictions may apply. See our website for details. Apply online today at allegis.org/crusaders. Allegis Credit Union, proud to support Valpo U basketball.
There's your standings, our MVC conference standings, presentation of Culver's. Check out Valpo's official Instagram story for your scoop and score coupon. Now Loyola technically all alone in front and 3 up in the win column against Drake because they played obviously 3 more games. Drake is in action right now. Let's see how they bounce back at home against Northern Iowa. That is a close ball game. 12-10, Northern Iowa leads. One other game coming up. Southern Illinois plays at Missouri State. That game will tip off in about 45 minutes. You can see Valpo, second time that Matt Loddick's team has defeated a top 25 team. They did it when they beat Rhode Island here, 65-62. Block shot by Alec Peters to end that
Very
ball
exciting
game.
matchup.
Not nearly as close on Sunday. And it really what was a, you hate to say shocking, but to beat a ranked team by 17 points,
Pretty impressive.
Pretty shocking.
And for those of you who missed it, Saturday they had a chance, of course, at the Valley doing the back-to-backs now all season long. Valpo had a late lead on Drake in that, so it was really nice to see Valparaiso be able to come back and not really have that letdown Sunday.
Clay throws it away, but then makes an unbelievable defensive
That's
play.
some hustle on the backside.
Clay got caught in a bad spot. Nolan thought he's got a layup, and Donovan Clay, who leads this team in blocks, top 3 in the league in block shots, swipes that one away. Inbound to McAdoo. McAdoo in. Good defense from Gordon. Another rebound from Zion Morgan. And a good look to Clay, who's hot thus far, and he's got 3 threes.
I was going to call it a heat check, but he's straight up in fuego right now, Todd Eichow. I'll tell you what, Donovan Clay, after being silent last week, already in double figures with 12.
Linke, backdoor cut. It's thrown out of bounds by Donovan Clay. It's really been all season. He's done so many good things, but the one thing he has struggled with all year long has been the three-point shot. He's got 3 threes thus far. And good defense by Aaron Gordon.
Valpo's defense, after being really taken advantage of early by Bradley, has stepped up here in the last 5 minutes, and their offense has responded. So the back-and-forth matchup we're anticipating from these two teams is coming to fruition.
Morgan. They're going to give Valpo the lead. That's off the heel. And Kingsby and Bradley with numbers here. Valpo recovers well defensively. It's a McAdoo three. That shot came quick. Clay grabs that rebound. And Valpo with maybe with numbers. It's Aaron Gordon's going to get to the hoop and give Valpo the lead.
Slow floater for Gordon coming off of that ill-advised McAdoo shot. Bradley pressing now, something we didn't see them do early. It looks like they're not finding the good shot.
Yeah, the shots from Bradley, you're right. They've come very early in the shot clock. McAdoo. Now it's Nolan, another deep contest, and he rips it.
Something that can always calm a coach's nerves is when a player steps up and knocks down a triple. Nolan now with his first of the afternoon, the fifth one for Bradley.
Morgan, good kick back to McMillan. He loads one up. That's short of the mark. And the rebound tracked down by Nolan. Bradley by 2 in the ball and a high-scoring first half. Nolan, it's Massey's hit one from the same spot earlier. This one's off the mark, and Zion Morgan continues to clean up on the glass. 4 boards in the first 4 minutes.
He's got one of those pound the stat sheet types of game going. He's already got 2 assists, a couple points as well, and he's given Valpo a spark they've needed with Connor Bear being out.
Here's Clay. Agnosovic the screen. Now he rolls back. In a shot fake, he lost his footing, and he's going to get called for one. It was a great head and shoulder fake, but he just slipped. Otherwise, the lane to the basket was there. Look at this. He gets Mass going wrong way. He had beaten him off the dribble, but couldn't keep his footing. The travel gives it back to Bradley with a 2-point advantage.
And it sucks sometimes when your eyes are quicker than your feet, and he thought he had that move around the side of Mass, but just lost his footing. Another turnover by Valparaiso. Their 5th of the evening. Bradley's only had 2, so even though they've taken some shots of late, they've been ill-advised, they're really protecting the basketball.
Oh, and as you say that, Nolan loses it out of bounds.
Of course.
You know, one reason why Valpo played so close on Saturday and then won on Sunday was they took care of the basketball, had 32 assists and just 16 turnovers. Now, they've moved the ball pretty well today, but they have been careless, and they've committed, as you mentioned, 5 turnovers. Here's Clay. Obviously really feeling it. Now Edwards. McMillan the screen. Edwards, the kick back to McMillan. He'll launch again. And somehow it didn't go down. It was halfway down. The rebound of the Braves. Kingsby to Childs, who's been quiet thus far. He pulls his way in and came off the mark. The rebound batted into the hands of Tavanainen. Kingsby, Tavanainen, shot fake, and now he launches a 3 and knocks it in.
And you got to tip your hat to the offensive rebounding. And how about the capitalization of those second chance opportunities? Every offensive rebound they have scored on. So Valparaiso really needs to fix their interior blocking out.
Braves by 5. Morgan holding. And again, they roll back to Agnosovic. This time he fires, and that's off the heel. So after Valpo that hot shooting start, they've missed their last couple 3-point attempts. And the Braves have stretched the lead to 5. It's Tavanainen controls. Now it's Childs. Into Henry. Henry backing down Morgan. Kingsby. Good job by Clay to get out on him. Childs gets a touch. With the shot clock at 10, he'll back down McMillan. Back him into the lane. Fades, fires, it rims out. They fight for the rebound. And the ball goes to Bradley. And that's going to take us to a timeout. Offensive rebounds for the Braves has been the big factor in their 5-point lead.
I think the sketchy website I bought this turtle from stole all my info.
Ooh. Have you looked on the bright side?
Discover never holds you responsible for unauthorized purchases on your card. That's my turtle.
Fraud protection. Discover something brighter.
(26-21), second game in 13 days. You know, these were supposed to be back-to-back games back in early January, but because of COVID, it ends up splitting these 2 games. So you can see the numbers The away team has done a little bit better in game 2. I think it's just a coincidence more than anything. But this one of the few series that actually got split, and it was because of the shutdown. The way to fit the games back in, you had to play them during the week.
Yeah, sometimes you do what you got to do. Originally scheduled, there was one travel partner that every school had where you're going to do a home-and-home series, and the rest of them were supposed to be back-to-backs, but obviously everything's fluid this season.
Childs has given up the dribble as Cricky's checked back in and guards him. Now Tavanainen. Shot clock's down to 4. It's Nolan from very deep, and it's short, but Tavanainen, another offensive
Story
rebound.
of the game so far, Todd. It's those offensive boards, but a big turnover that time by Valparaiso.
Yeah, Saki got his hand in there to knock it away, and Clay came out with it. So Valpo's setting a lot of high ball screens and rolling with guys like Agnasovic and Cricky.
Well, it's one thing that having bigs that are very skilled can do. You don't have to worry about setting low ball screen and have them working the block. You saw Cricky pop outside that time, and he has the ability to run the offense.
Shot clock under 10 again. But Clay, really offensive-minded, but that was not a good offensive possession. Never got anything going downhill. Credit Drake, outstanding job. I should say Bradley's. We see the Drake score. Drake leading Northern Iowa 19-14. But Bradley, great defensive set. They're never let Valpo get a touch inside the three-point arc.
No, Valpo hasn't been comfortable. They went on an 11-0 run, but that was off the heels of some great three-point shooting in a 90-second span. Other than that, Bradley's defense has really suffocated Valparaiso.
Tavanainen, that's off. Rebound to the corner. And again, Bradley's going to get a second chance. And that is a huge story in this game right now. We said rebounding would be key. Bradley 16-11 and 7-2 on the offensive end.
And if you look at Bradley's scoring, get deep into the analytics about it, they've got 15 points that have come from either second chance opportunities or fast breaks from Valpo turnovers. And that all stems to Valpo just really being careless, giving up an offensive rebound or turning the ball over and letting it lead to a run out.
Henry. Tavanainen. Now he drives. And over Agnasovic. Boy, Vili Tavanainen has really come to play off the bench today. 8 points and 3 rebounds. And Bradley up to a 7-point lead as they're on an 8-0 run. Agnasovic, good defense from Childs. Saki trying to get downhill. Out to Clay. Clay off the screen. They just can't get Cricky a touch. Bradley's defense, very good. Shot clock winding down again. It's at 5. Saki. Now he got the floater off in time, but short of the mark.
Iron. Yeah, generally that's Saki's best part of his game is attacking the basket. Just looked like he was trying to draw contact that time and didn't anticipate nobody coming up there to make that contact or contest the shot and fell short on it.
Now Valpo's gone nearly 5 minutes without a field goal. McAdoo to Childs. Now Henry. And he got tripped by Saki in a game which has had very few fouls called.
Extremely fast-paced ball game, and both squads have taken advantage of it on their own. That time a reach-in by Saki. Agnasovic didn't get his feet tied up, had good defensive position. Saki just trying to get a steal and create a turnover.
Only had 4 fouls, 2 apiece. Childs. And he hands it back to McAdoo. McAdoo under pressure from Saki. Back it up Childs. Childs will try to drive. He'll back down Cricky. Mass the turnaround. That won't go. Gordon with the rebound. Valpo trying to get something in transition. Gordon. And that pass off the mark. There was some contact out high, but boy, they have let plenty go thus far. Gordon says the pass was off because I got knocked down.
He looks like Patrick Mahomes did just a couple days ago under pressure.
We got a wet spot on the court. See if we can get another look at this. Is this contact? They've been letting it go.
Yeah. I think it's consistent with what we've seen this afternoon, especially that far away from the basket. Gordon just kind of was misplaced and left his feet, led to more of an errant pass than the contact itself did.
The long scoring drought here for Valpo. McAdoo. And that one's stolen by Gordon. Valpo really needs a transition hoop. Edwards with a stop and pop, and that won't go down. And the Crusaders, after hitting 4 of their first 5 threes, have missed 4 straight. Henry And he drains it.
Back to a double-digit lead and another triple. That's the 5th one now by Bradley. They only hit 4 combined as a team in their first matchup against the Crusaders.
Edwards to Clay. Can he get Valpo off the drought? Yes, they attacked the basket with Donovan Clay. And in a drought which lasted 6 minutes and 10 seconds, Donovan Clay erases that with a basket going to the hoop.
Doing everything he can. He's got 14 of Valpo's 23 points.
McAdoo, short, and a good rebound from Sheldon Edwards. Can Valpo get a run? It's been a game of runs thus far. Clay, Saki, downhill, gave it to Edwards, and he buries the triple. Boy, he makes big shots.
It's incredible. He rises up. Whenever you think it's ill-advised, you always got to hold your breath because there's no such thing as a shot Edwards can't hit.
So Valpo quickly to within 5. This is the Valley on ESPN.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the Nika contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
The Missouri Valley Conference Women's Basketball Championship returns to the Quad Cities this March. Watch as 10 Valley teams try to punch their ticket for the NCAA tournament. The 2021 edition of Hoops in the Heartland tips off March 11th through 14th at Tax Slayer Center in downtown Moline. Visit ValpoAthletics.com or download the Hoops in the Heartland app for more information. Since 1907, the Valley runs deep.
The bioengineering program at Valparaiso University has allowed me to combine my 2 passions, softball and my love for science and technology. Our research group uses state-of-the-art equipment to measure the movements of our Division I NCAA athletes right here on campus. This project looks at optimizing performance in softball while minimizing risk of injury for the players. Valpo has given me the tools to further my education and graduate career-ready in 4 years.
Well, a big lift from Billy Tavanainen. 8 off the bench, a couple threes, a couple big offensive rebounds, which led to baskets. And here, how about Tavanainen? The 3 is his main part of his game. He said, I got a little floater as well. And to Sean Henry, the 3 is not really a big part of his game, but he knocks down the triple. And Bradley had it all the way up to double digits, but Valpo 5 quick points. Brian Wardle's been in this spot before.
You think?
It seems like every time he comes in, many times with Green Bay, and recently with Bradley, they've got the lead throughout the first half, and it usually does not end well. Wardle in his 6th season with Bradley, right, but many more years earlier with Wisconsin Green Bay, coming here to the Athletics.
Valpo,
yep, and 1-10. He won the first time. He's lost 10 in a row, and I would say in probably 7 of those games, his team led at halftime.
Yeah, it's incredible that he's that familiar, and he's got that ability to really coach these squads up. And I'll tell you what, there is no situation at the Arc that Waddle has not seen firsthand.
3:45 to go, and have Morgan's back in the game for Valpo. This is Kingsby. The ball goes down low, and there's Edwards with the steal. Ahead to Gordon. Out high Clay. He's going to launch another 3, and this one is short, and the rebound controlled by Bradley. Connor Linke pulled it down. This is McAdoo trying to get downhill. He's turned away. Mass, Linke, faking, and overshoots the mark, and Clay the rebound with 3:10 to go in the half. Morgan to Clay. And now it's Cricky. Out high Morgan. Exactly 3 to go in the half. Gordon. A good defense here. He finds Clay, though. Back to Gordon. Shot clock at 10. Good patience here and good defense as Morgan starts to drive. Now it's Cricky. Shot clock at 5. Cricky looking for his first bucket. And that's off the mark. And Mass the rebound.
Just his 3rd attempt in the first half. Cricky really has been the one Crusader has and even had opportunities offensively.
Nolan And again, Gordon is in the right spot defensively, and back comes Valpo.
Another turnover for Bradley. Back-to-back possessions. Gordon able to play pickpocket on the Braves.
Second steal of the half for Aaron Gordon. Clay gets a touch, and he'll try to work on Mast. Clay starts to back down. He gets to the middle. Out high, Gordon. Back down to Clay. Good power move to the basket. And I believe he's going to get 2 free throws. Let's wait for the call from Craig Murley. It is 2 free throws for Donovan Clay.
Yeah, great job inside-out game with Gordon here and got Clay back in position where he wanted him. Bradley was hoping they were going to get him in that hook around as he attacked the basket, but it was a better position by Clay.
There was contact like from the side,
right?
But Clay also had the arm up, so it could have gone either way. And Clay knocks down the free throw. Stay tuned for our halftime report, presentation, wings, etc. Check out Valpo's official Instagram story for your add one offer. 4 free boneless wings. The offer will expire in about 24 hours. Valpo to within 4, and Clay a monster first half. He's got 15 already. Make it 16. Clay and Edwards have combined for all but 4 Valpo points, and they're down just 3. And this very similar to the game 13 days ago. Bradley with Valpo kind of, well, it's a 3 here. They're going to re-look at it, but for right now, Kingsby, it's a 3 and it's a 6-point game. Just saying, Valpo kind of playing from behind all first half and closing before halftime. That shot off from Edwards. And here's Nolan steps into a 3.
Back-to-back possessions, and that's 15 seconds. That's going to really hurt Valparaiso. Bradley, you talked about it already, Todd, a game of runs. This is the 3rd time we've seen Valpo fall to at least a 6-0 run from Bradley, and another turnover.
And Donovan Clay did not expect that ball to go to him. We're not sure the exact score because they're going to look at a Kingsby 3. It's either an 8-point lead or a 9-point lead for Bradley. And Saki coming in for Morgan with 1:22 in the half.
Valparaiso, just 2 of their last 11 have really struggled late here in the first half from the field.
Nolan with Saki on him, and 1:15 to go in the half. Now it's Childs. Boy, Childs and Cricky have been quiet in this first half. A lot of shots coming from the perimeter for both teams. Henry. Now Nolan with Saki on him. And with 1 minute to go in the half, Tomanainen holds. A deep contested 3 is off the heel. Edwards out running. Valpo with a chance for a 2-for-1 here. Edwards into the lane, hanging and scoring.
Love the ability there. I call it the football move. He drives the lane, and he kind of protects that basketball in a child's position. A big-time steal now by Edwards.
And a smart foul by Nolan with 41 seconds to go in the half.
Stops a run out, and that's only the 4th foul on Bradley. So gets a reset of defensive possession here, and not all fouls are created equal. As you called it, Todd, great job here by Nolan to just stop the fast break and give his defense a chance to reset.
And Matt Latta calling a player. Maybe he wants to get a quick shot. 41 seconds to go. Probably not enough time for a 2-for-1, but if you can get a quick shot here.
What would you call this? A 3-for-1?
It would be kind of a 3-for-1.
You called for the 2-for-1 last possession.
And then Edwards had the quick one and then a quick steal.
That's why I don't get out ahead of my skis there. You know, sometimes I say the wrong thing in life and it gets me in trouble.
Let's see what Valpo. Almost impossible. In the NBA, they would just throw it in, and Steph Curry would shoot from 35.
Exactly.
And they would
probably
get the extra possession. Yeah. So here's Saki. I was actually going to take it down and give Bradley not as much time for a normal possession. Ricky's going to set the screen, but it's Clay. Isolation. Set play for Clay, and what a play by Childs. And now the Braves can hold for the final shot. So they ran a set to get Donovan Clay in isolation, and the help from Childs leads to a block. Under 7 to go. McAdoo. Gordon on him. McAdoo's going to have to shoot it here. Under a contest, great defense will end the half. And it's a 6-point game, we think, at half. They'll take a look at a Kingsby shot at about the 2-minute mark to decide. And then we'll have the official halftime score for you when we return.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, banking with Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like,
I think I'll go with
cardigan.
That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Well, as promised, we have an updated score. It's Bradley by 7, 37-30. So they added a point on the board at halftime. Halftime report, presentation of wings, etc. Check out Valpo's official Instagram story for your add one offer for free boneless wings. The offer expires 24 hours after the game has begun, so about 23 plus hours still to take advantage of that offer. Big first half for Sheldon Edwards, who had a big game against Bradley the first time they met and had a big weekend. Boy, as this freshman continues to come on, and it was this play, which was a Sports Center top 10, number 7, on Super Bowl Sunday. Zion Morgan the assist, and Sheldon Edwards with the left. And you can see the celebration by Valpo.
I told you I was there. I told you. All right, way to believe, way to get better. Be the top 25 team. I hope y'all feel that. It took everyone in here. Execution, buying in. Okay, never quit. I'm really, really proud of you guys. Bill.
So, a very understanding celebration. It's been a trying season for so many teams, and really what an outstanding performance all weekend long by Valpo. And Sheldon Edwards Jr. was right there all weekend long, Dave.
Yeah, he earned praise, and rightly so. He had the Sports Center top play. Then he got blessed by the Valley of the Week award as well. More coming up next. It's the Valley on ESPN.
I think the sketchy website I bought this turtle from stole all my info.
Ooh, have you looked on the bright side?
Discover never holds you responsible for unauthorized purchases on your card. That's my turtle.
Fraud protection. Discover something brighter.
Bradley leading this game by 7, and there's been a couple real key points. The offensive rebounds, 7 offensive rebounds for the Braves, who've out-rebounded the Crusaders by 5, but those 7 offensive rebounds have led to 9 second chance points. And the other thing is the Braves have done a great job. You don't see the number up there. Getting shots before Valpo's gotten set defensively. They've hit threes in transition. They've had a couple steals leading to easy baskets. But fast break points, Bradley with 14 in the first half. Give them credit. You got to give the Braves a lot of credit because they've made contested threes in transition thus far.
Yeah, it's been incredible what they've been able to do. And you see for Valparaiso, it's been Donovan Clay who's been keeping them in this ball game. Valpo trails by 7 just because of his 16 first half points.
Yeah, Clay has been phenomenal. Clay and Edwards have all but 4 of Valpo's 30 points. Clay's done in every area. But Zion Morgan did give Valpo a nice lift as well. But the Braves have done a great job on Ben Cricky, and we'll touch on that. You see the play by Zion Morgan, but the Braves have done a great job on Ben Cricky, like Valpo's done a great job on Elijah Childs.
Yeah, both our players to watch have not been there this afternoon, and the transition baskets you talked about, as we see how run out there by Kingsby. And for Valparaiso, when they've attacked the basket, they've been successful. Both teams shooting well from outside. You talked about Bradley and what they've done in transition with the threes as well. They've got 8 threes tonight, Todd. In conference, their team high made is 10, so Valparaiso stroking it from behind the arc tonight.
Good first half from Sheldon Edwards for Valpo. Hey, don't forget you can download the Disney Plus app right now. Start streaming the best of Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and National Geographic. It's all ad-free wherever and whenever you want. For more, go to DisneyPlus.com.
See that Honda badge? It's a testament to endurance and Honda ingenuity. Rise to the challenge with the rugged performance of the redesigned Honda Ridgeline.
I used to be bad with money, but I'm not anymore.
I got my money right with SoFi. Thanks, SoFi, for helping us get our money right.
So the Braves go on the road for the next two at the very talented Missouri State squad. Valpo also going on the road. They play the next 5 on the road to the Crusaders before closing up at home. Valpo going to Northern Iowa, but 5 straight on the road for Matt Loddick's team as they will play 5 of their last 7 on the road. So, Dave, what's got to happen here in the second half for Valpo to get back in the game? I guess the one thing that's obvious is you got to get on the defensive glass. You can't give Bradley all those second chances.
Yeah, in a league filled with great bigs, Bradley is second in offensive and defensive overall rebounding. So you definitely got to limit those offensive rebounds and get Cricky involved. Just a couple touches, 3 attempts in the first half. And for Bradley, the only thing they really got to cancel are the live ball turnovers. Valpo with 5 steals. And then it's surprising that they've been as successful as they have been without Childs. He's been non-existent in the first half, like Cricky, just 3 points for Childs.
Of course, the home team, as we've touched on earlier, has had such great success in this series, but many times it's been comebacks. So we'll see how it plays out. But you see, well, the home teams, obviously in the Valley, have always done well. And that's 16-12 in the first game, 15-13 in the second game. That's much lower, 23 or 33-26 for the home team. Normally in the Valley, it's well over 70%. So it tells you, without the fans, the road teams have done much better this year in the Valley. And Bradley trying to add with a road victory here.
It's that way all over college basketball. Just at Coach Krzyzewski, what it's not like having Cameron Crazies down there. And we see it all the way around the Valley. Just limited fans allowed here in Indiana as well. Family only, got about 70 fans in the stands tonight. So that home court advantage, really outside of depth perception and sight lines, it's really non-existent.
Right. I mean, it's good to sleep in your own bed, but when you make a run, you don't have that crowd behind you. And when, again, you only have about 70 here. It's a definitely, it's been an adjustment for everybody.
100%.
What a different atmosphere. All right, Valpo ball, down 7, second half set to go. And again, Cricky and Childs, at least offensively, were non-factors in the first half. And shot clock never ran. So Valpo got into the flow. And of course, this is I always look back at this. Now you take 5 seconds off, and now Valpo's got to start all over again. It's not really fair.
It's almost say just reset the half. Nothing happened. Just, all right, back up to 20. Let's do this.
Saki back to Cricky. And now scored. Cricky gets a touch on Mass. Here comes the double team. Beautiful move. And it spins in for Ben Cricky.
I'm willing to say the coaches saw the same thing we did.
Yes. There was no doubt Cricky was going to get a touch early in the half. And a really great start for Valpo to get Cricky a basket to start the half. So they're within 5. And now it goes right down to Childs. And he backs in on Cricky. Muscles it up and in.
I can't help but laugh. Both players rose up to their ability, and on the first possessions of each team's set plays for the 2 stars who did not have great first halves.
Cricky needs help. Hands it off to Edwards. Edwards into a double team. Backs it up. Cricky from 18. And it rims out. And there's Childs for the rebound. And Brian Wardle says go. And here comes Childs. Stops from the free throw line. And Elijah Childs.
Impressive skill set on that one. The big man ran the court, ball in hand, a little between the leg crossover, and a pull up from 12.
So the lead up to 9. Cricky, Saki. Great job on Edwards by Kingsby. Now Cricky will face up on Mass. Into a double team. Edwards gets a shot, and it's off the mark. It was good recovery by McAdoo. Childs looking to take this game over, but a good play by Edwards. Saki on the run out against Nolan. And he couldn't get it. Boy, Childs enough to affect that shot. And here comes Nolan back downhill. Now it's McAdoo. 2 minutes in. Now it's Edwards on Childs. They switch back. Kingsby to McAdoo. With the shot clock winding down. Mast. And he buries it.
His second triple of the evening, and you got to extend the defense. Not a huge sample size, just 57 attempts on the season, but a decent percentage.
Boy, and Gordon unable to find Cricky. After Cricky scored to start this second half, Bradley has rattled off 7 straight, and they've got the lead up to 12 here in a dangerous spot with 17:30 to go.
It sure is. Possession of the ball as well, and a team that's been very efficient. They've gone on 5 different runs of at least 6 points tonight.
Saki, great pressure, but too much, says Ray Natilli. Saki on the foul.
You see him really hounding him here, and Saki's big complaint was he let that go in the first half, but that was 60 feet of hand checking. They let it go for a while. Eventually, they're going to have to just send a message and say, all right, back it off just a little bit.
Nolan cut off by Saki. McAdoo got downhill, and he lays it in. It's a 9-0 run.
Huge burst. The speed from McAdoo to just turn that corner and cut on a dime to the basket. Outstanding drive.
A huge trip here for the Crusaders. Another drought. Too many scoring droughts in this game, and that's cost them. Gordon. They find Clay. Henry on him. Clay backs him down. Saki nowhere to go. Shot clock winding down. Cricky's going to have to shoot, and he does not get it off in time.
Suffocating defense by the Braves of Bradley. And outside of that first possession, Valpo unable to find anything here in the second half. And that's just because the defense of Bradley has been so efficient.
Nasovic coming in. Saki coming out. How about this lineup here? We haven't seen a lineup today that hasn't had either Morgan or Saki in the game. And Saki comes out.
For the first time over the weekend against Drake, we saw the Agnostovic Cricky lineup, and Coach Loddick thinking that helped.
Matt Loddick a timeout. Billy Tavanainen the triple. 12-0 run for Bradley, and their lead is at 17. 49-32. This is the Valley on ESPN. Okay. We're going to get a break. 25. Next stop almost. Yeah. Okay. 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 17-point lead for Bradley. Elijah Childs got things going to start the second half, and then the Braves caught fire from the perimeter. They had just 4 threes in the first meeting, game which went double overtime. Bradley 10 of 21 from beyond the arc tonight.
Yeah, ties their season high in conference with 10 made threes. Still 16 minutes to go. They came out of the half 5 for 5, including 2 triples.
Cricky to the middle, and that won't go, but a great effort to tip it back up and in. And that ends the scoring drought, which lasted about 3.5 minutes. Ends Bradley's 12-0 run. And Valpo goes zone here, huh? Yeah, the Crusaders spring a zone in on Bradley. 1-3-1. Kingsby. Now it's McAdoo. Kingsby, shot clock under 10. McAdoo's got to launch a deep one. That's off the mark. Tavanainen and Cricky go down. Tavanainen's going to get called for the foul. And that actually should take us to a break. Hey, don't forget, with ESPN Plus, you can unlock the complete award-winning 30 for 30 library. Only on ESPN Plus. Bradley by 15. This is the battle on ESPN.
What would you do with an extra $200? If you're a student between 16 and 24 in high school, college, or a trade school, you could earn free money when you open a checking account at Allegis Credit Union. Become an Allegis member, open up a Casasa cashback checking account, deposit $50 each month, and we'll deposit an additional $200 in your account. It's that easy. Visit allegis.org/Valpo to learn more. Allegis Credit Union, proud to support Valpo U basketball.
It's human nature to look forward to the little things, the big things, things that take your breath away. And to keep you moving forward, Northwest Health is here to be your health partner. We are 3,000 caregivers across 40 locations, helping you stay strong. And if life takes a turn for the worse, we'll be here to help you look forward again to living well now and more time with the ones you love. Northwest Health. Look forward.
Did you hear that? State Farm thing. Da-da-da-da-da. I think we're in a commercial. Jake from State Farm, I knew it.
Don't worry, Chris. Things are gonna go surprisingly great.
Dad, look!
Ooh, see? Surprising. Just like State Farm's surprisingly great rates.
I didn't even record.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
15-point game. Todd Eika back with Dave Huseman. The 2021 State Farm Missouri Valley Conference Men's Basketball Championship returns to Enterprise Center March 4th through the 7th in downtown St. Louis. For more information, be sure to download the Arch Madness app or visit archmadness.com for details about this year's event. Interesting to see how many fans they get in Enterprise Center for the Always Great Valley tournament. Childs, that great start to the half with those 2 baskets sort of set the tone. A long way back here for Valpo, but there's still time. Edwards to Agnasovic. Now Clay. Cut off Agnasovic to Gordon. Agnasovic can't pull the trigger. Gordon unable to get it off. And the shot clock down to 5. It's going to be Clay. And that won't go. And the rebound tipped out by Bradley. That was good work on the offensive glass by Agnasovic. And all McAdoo could do, fighting with Agnasovic, was knocking out of bounds.
Yeah, not every time do you have to actually come down with the rebound. An outstanding job here by Agnasovic. And as you mentioned, just forcing his way to try to make contact with that basketball. Team rebound leads to a reset of 20 seconds.
And it's Agnasovic off the mark. But Gordon, offensive rebound and a chance for a three-point play.
Valpo finally beating Bradley at their own game. Offensive rebound, second chance, and a and one opportunity.
Gordon has been such an outstanding rebounder, at least 7 rebounds in 7 of the 10 Valley games. And he comes up with a huge offensive rebound and putback. 5 rebounds for Gordon tonight, and he looks for his 5th point. And it's good. So plenty of time left in this game. Valpo's got a 17-point lead down to 12, and we still have 15 to go as Matt Loddick's team sticks into this zone. Tavanainen, they get Childs a touch. Good ball movement here. Tavanainen. And now McAdoo. Tavanainen. And that's off the heel, but he got his own rebound. Unable to finish, and Clay comes out with it. So the zone has done its job thus far. Edwards. And a great play by Nolan. And Terry Nolan Jr. is going to get a breakout.
Good job extending the defense by Nolan up top and picks Edwards' pocket.
That was a big play. Valpo could have got it down to single digits, and it's at 14. Edwards looking to attack. Good defense by Nolan, but got too tight and gets whistled for a foul.
Third foul against Bradley here in the second half. Not many fouls in the first at all, so no player is going to be in foul trouble here this afternoon. You can look at the intensity going back to that last possession. An outstanding job there just picking the pocket was Nolan. Easy finish.
Zion Morgan in. Sheldon Edwards out. Morgan played very well in the first half. Now Clay. Morgan. Again, a lot of high ball screens and then rolling. Morgan. Clay. And that's coming up short. And the rebound goes out of bounds. And again, Ignacevic had inside position, but the ball went right out of bounds.
Yeah, right place, right time. Clay just not even close on the mark with that shot. Outstanding first half as we touched down. Just didn't get his legs into that one.
Well, Valpo made 4 out of their first 5 threes. Since then, 1 of 9 from beyond the arc.
It's not a great field goal percentage.
Nolan. That's off the heel. And look at the effort by Henry, but Morgan comes out of the pack. Credit Cricky for keeping that alive. Ignacevic. That doesn't go. And a missed opportunity in transition there for Valpo. It's Nolan back.
Back-to-back possessions for Valparaiso. Not able to capitalize on good looks.
Oh! Childs muscles his way in. And a good job by Cricky shutting the door. And Valpo's got an advantage here. Although Morgan unable to connect. Valpo had an odd man situation. Childs was down behind the play. But Morgan unable to score in transition, and it remains a 14-point lead for Bradley. Kingsby. Got inside, over Cricky, and a chance for a 3-point play.
Yeah, you got to know Bradley's going to answer back eventually. Valparaiso came up empty on their last 3 possessions. And as you said it, Kingsby just attacks the basket, draws contact, and finishes through it. Tough play by the man wearing number 0.
And a chance for Bradley to match their largest lead. Saki coming back in this time for Cricky. So Valpo's going to, we saw him go big. Now they go small.
One shot.
Kingsby a chance to make it a 17-point game. It's been a phenomenal effort, really, on both sides by Bradley. This free throw there, and Gordon comes back. Valpo would love to get Ignacevic going. Play. Now Saki. So we see Saki and Morgan playing together, which we hadn't seen. Ignacevic, and he's off tonight. Came in at 52% from beyond the arc.
Valpo's been short on a lot of shots tonight. I don't think I tire legs from that weekend set with a quick turnaround here on a Wednesday night, but they're just not elevating on their shots at all.
Childs, did he take an extra step? He did. Good move, and I think he just kind of lost his footing a little bit.
Farther away from the basket than he thought he was, and when he realized he had to kind of rise up, he had that extra hop step on it. Turnover. Bradley's been very more efficient with the ball here in the second half than they were in the first, and obviously it's led to a great run here.
Valpo just 7 points in 8 minutes here in this half. Saki to Morgan, and McMillan was posting up on Nolan, and Nolan got whistled for the foul. So Malak trying everything really at the 5 spot. McMillan now gets a shot. Ignacevic, a guy who has scored so efficiently this year, but tonight 0 for 4, 0 for 3 from beyond the arc. Inbound to Clay. Clay beats Childs with a great move, but he can't finish, and a beautiful tip by Zion Morgan.
Morgan, 2 baskets tonight, both coming on offensive rebounds. Continues to impress here of late with his ability to get to the basket.
11:45 to go. Bradley's lead is 14. McAdoo cut off. Now Tavanainen. There's Childs. Hands to Kingsby. Good move from McAdoo, but shut off. Tavanainen a deep 3. That's no good. Childs over everybody. And it ends up being Valpo ball. I thought maybe it could have been over the back on Childs. I thought Morgan touched it out. The officials went completely different and gave Valpo the ball with 11:25 to go. Bradley by 14. This is the Valley on ESPN.
I think the sketchy website I bought this turtle from stole all my info.
Ooh, have you looked on the bright side?
Discover never holds you responsible for unauthorized purchases on your card. That's my turtle.
Fraud protection. Discover something brighter.
Wasn't me, baby. No, it wasn't me, baby. Baby, wasn't me. Must have been some other body, baby, wasn't me.
Free 2-hour grocery delivery, included with Prime.
Well, before planning your trip to St. Louis or to follow the 2021 State Farm NBC Men's Basketball Championship, be sure to download the Arch Madness app or visit archmadness.com. Both resources have all the information you need to know about the tournament schedule, hotel accommodations, and other fun events during the tournament. Log on to archmadness.com for details about this year's event. You see, that's a Valley Select game. Illinois State.
Tell you what, a lot of
against Southern Illinois.
outstanding matchups here across the ESPN platform. Got terrestrial TV coming on too. Big one series coming up this weekend between Loyola, who's now nationally ranked, and Drake. That's going to be on ESPN 2.
Yeah, those are going to be 2 wars.
Big time games.
Clay cut off. Now Sackey. They get McMillan a touch. Good play by Kingsby. McMillan needs help. Now he'll actually drive it. Got right underneath and too far and stepped out of bounds.
Never looked comfortable on that set. The entry pass was a little bit lackluster from Sack. He got tipped away, and then Big Mac never really was able to get that good positioning.
Sackey giving pressure to McAdoo. Tavanainen. Mass gets a touch. And Sackey giving up about a foot here on Mass. He tried to throw it to Childs, who didn't think it was for him. I don't think he could have caught it anyway.
Yeah, had a little bit of sauce on that one. How about this? No fans in the stands. Got players retrieving balls out of the bleachers now. Zion's everywhere getting rebounds.
10:40 to go. Valpo better get the offense going soon. McMillan. Now it's Clay. McMillan trying to get downhill. Nowhere to go. He's got a step back with the jumper. Tough shot. And it goes down. McMillan is on the board. And Valpo to within 12. So a mini run here as Bradley's gone more than 2 minutes without a point. Childs. It's Kingsby. Kingsby cut off. McAdoo doesn't pull the trigger. Bradley content to run some clock here. Jacking at McAdoo, and that's off the mark. But he passed up an easier shot. Morgan comes back. Now he peels back. Under 10 to go in the ball game. Valpo's down double digits. It's Morgan. Starts to back his way down to the corner. Gordon, a big triple here, and it spins out, and Valpo remains cold after the hot start from beyond the arc.
A shot that they were looking for. Gordon wide open, and They've had great defense here in the last 3 minutes, holding Bradley scoreless, but haven't capitalized on the offensive end.
Childs. Tough shot. No, Mast is there, though. Easier putback.
Nothing that Sackey can do. Once that offensive rebound was given up by Mast, you just can't contest it with that size disadvantage.
Valpo's missed 10 of their last 11 three-point attempts. Sackey back to McMillan. Does this one go? Yes! So 2 jumpers from Malik McMillan. And Matt Loddick a timeout here as they've cut it to 11. So you've had Cricky and Edwards on the bench. Just kind of buying some time here, hoping to get somebody get something started. And the senior Malik McMillan's hit 2 jumpers. And Valpo's within 11. So still within reach, but it's getting a little late as we approach 9 minutes to go.
Yeah, you touched on it. They were 0 for their last 10, I think it was, threes, or 1 for 10 after that hot start. And got to credit Bradley's defense, but McMillan there with a huge shot gave Valpo, once again, just a little bit more life. We've seen it many times this season, Valpo's ability to come back. For Bradley, they just slowed down offensively. It looked like they stopped being as aggressive as they were earlier on. Still got a beautiful offensive rebound on that last possession by Mast, which got him into double figures. But I think Coach Wardell is going to really reignite his squad right now and kind of tell them, hey, guys, we're one more run of really putting this thing away. And you got to really credit Bradley for what they've done tonight.
Well, the Braves have missed their last 5 threes as well, and that's allowed Valpo to cut into what was a 17-point lead down to 11 as we approach 9 minutes to go in the game. McAdoo hounded by Sackey. And now Henry. Henry getting downhill on McMillan. Beautiful move and a foul called. And that's where Henry is at his best. And Brian Wardle applauds the effort. And when things aren't going great for you offensively, sometimes just attack. And Henry gets 2 free throws.
Comes in at 75% from the line for the season. Not a lot of free throws at all. Combined free throws, just 9 attempts on the whole evening.
Big free throw there from Henry. That was a big play by the veteran, going right to the basket with his team struggling offensively. And he's able to knock down both free throws. And it's a 13-point game with under 9 to go now, 57-44. McMillan in the post now. And he's turned away. Back it up, Sackey. Sackey nowhere to go, and he brings it back out high. Darius Hanna's in for the first time for Bradley, and he's on Sackey. Tries to motor by him. He's got a fade, and he'll get the roll for his first points of the game. And back down to 11. We're down to 8:15 to go. Matt Loddick going with this smaller lineup. Mass. Now it's Nolan Jr. McAdoo. Back to Nolan. Shot clock under 10. Nolan drives in underneath, and Gordon got a piece of that one and clears. And here comes Clay in the open court. Clay attacking. And an offensive foul, and Matt Loddick is furious.
Officials had to confirm 2 whistles. Nobody really had that hard call.
Final Four trips. 9 National Players of the Year. Legendary coaches and players. An iconic postseason tournament. The Valley runs deep. The State Farm MVC Men's Basketball Championship is back in the Gateway City this March. It begins here as 10 Valley teams battle it out to advance to the big dance. The 2021 edition of Arch Madness tips off March 4th through 7th at Enterprise Center in downtown St. Louis. Presented by Fox Sports Indiana. Visit valpoathletics.com or download the Arch Madness app. Since 1907, the Valley runs deep.
All right, big call here. Debut officiator. Looks like McAdoo does a tremendous job getting the feet set very close to the arc, but I think he was outside. It was really close. And Donovan Clay, remember the big first half, 16 points? Still at 16.
Where's he sit? Yep. I mean, Valparaiso hasn't found any offense here in the second half. Their defense has been pretty efficient, but Bradley is doing everything on the defensive end to really just shut down Valpo. It's been the contested threes that Valparaiso has been stuck having, and Bradley's defense is not letting Valpo clean up the glass at all.
Malot's going to stay with this lineup. Just cut into the lead with three guards out there, Saki, Morgan, and Gordon. Tavanainen. Now Nolan. Henry. Childs into a double team, and he's got a chance for a three-point play, and that's pure power from Elijah Childs.
Yeah, Malik McMillan had good position defensively, came down with his hands, but you see that on the replay here. Childs just too strong for both defenders, and they can't stop him. Even getting that foul call, he's able to accelerate through and finish for the and one.
Monster ability to get through contact by Childs, who rims in the free throw, and he's up to double figures. With 7:25 left, the lead is at 14. And Morgan running through a screen got grabbed. We're not yet in the bonus, just 5 team fouls apiece.
A little more active whistles here in the second half than we saw in the first. And look for Valparaiso to attack the basket with a three-point shooting been as abysmal as it has been.
Here comes Saki attacking. Boy, tough shot, and masked right there. And that was ice cold shooting since that hot start. Childs. And McMillan's going to get called for a foul.
Obviously doesn't agree with it. We'll get a good look at it here. It was a shot that McMillan did not fall for. And that's a tough call. You can't see where that inside hand is necessarily at, but
I didn't see much there.
No. Things they were letting go in the first are being whistled in the second.
So Matt Lottick's going to get Cricky and Edwards back in and try to make a run here. And the ball thrown away.
Some mental error that time.
By Henry, wow.
And Henry thought he was cutting back to him. Mass wasn't on the same page, and an immediate turnover for Valparaiso.
I think a couple seconds may have gone off the clock. Is that what happened? Was the ball even really touched by Mass? Or was it just thrown into the bench?
That's obviously what they're going to be looking at here. And for Valparaiso, every second's going to matter to them.
Brett Smith wants to take a look at this.
Free timeout here for the coaches. You see Wardell coaching up his squad and what he wants to see defensively on this possession. We'll get another look at it here.
It was 7:03, so it certainly didn't take 5 seconds for this to happen.
And 7:58 now on the clock, so they're putting 53 seconds back on.
Seems like a lot. Down to 7:01. Are we ready to play? All right, inbound to Morgan. Now it's Clay. Edwards. And they get Clay going downhill into a double team. Got Cricky an open jumper, and that's short. It's been that type of night for Ben Cricky, who's just 2 of 8. And can't get much better look than that.
No, sometimes when you're just not having it offensively, even when you get those great looks, they're not going to go down.
Henry. Oh, Donovan Clay with another stellar defensive play. Apple trying to get something in transition. Morgan. Edwards. They get Cricky a touch. Go back down Mast. Here comes the double team. And they cover up. He hands it off to Gordon. Gordon turns. Got to hit a fade. No, it's short. Boy, Bradley defensively has been outstanding.
Yeah, it's great. Even when Valpo's getting penetration, Bradley's defense is down low, suffocating, hands straight up, not any fouls.
Valpo down to 35%. Nolan with the finish.
Nolan's now in double figures. Bradley continues to share the basketball. 4 different players in double figures for the Braves.
Nolan's played 3 games against the Crusaders. 1 with George Washington and 2 with Bradley. And all 3 times he's been in double figures. 5.5 to go. Edwards covered up by Nolan. Now he's got to step back and fire, and that's off the mark.
Double starting to press offensively.
Yes.
So everybody's trying to see if they can be the one to heat up, and Bradley just continues to take advantage of the Valparaiso misses.
Henry. Now it's Nolan off the Child's pass. Tavanainen was there, but Gordon, the rebound, he rifles it ahead to Clay, who tries to get to the basket, and he will get 2 shots. Bailed out by Mast. I think it was a foul, but Clay almost had nowhere to go. Watch this.
Yeah, it looks like he leaves his feet a little too soon. He kind of just bull rushes in and throws it up.
And Mast, the arms aren't straight up.
That's the only thing that got him. There was really no hard contact by Bradley.
2 free throws for Clay. Still looking for his first second half point. And this one rims out. And just the second free throw miss of the night for Valpo. Clay had been 3 for 3. Valpo now 6 of 8.
Valpo overall shooting abysmal, 30%, especially here in the second half, 7 of 23.
Clay hits the second free throw. Yeah, Valpo shot the first 8-9 minutes. Valpo was up over 50%. In the second half, as Davis pointed out, just over 30%. And for the game now, exactly 34%. Clay was 17 to lead Valpo, but 16 came before intermission. This is Childs, and he got fouled, and Elijah Childs to the free throw line with 4:44 to go.
Gordon had good defensive position, obviously a size disadvantage. I thought he contested it well. Looks like he came down a little bit on the arm there.
Yeah, I thought he got a lot of ball. Actually.
Yeah, you heard the ball happen first.
Childs to the line to shoot 2. Childs has come alive after a very quiet first half. And he's reached double figures, which is pretty much a given for Elijah Childs, even after he had just 2 in the first half. He's got 11.7 rebounds now. The Braves a chance to match their largest lead. This one is off the mark, and another big rebound game for Aaron Gordon, his 8th. But a 16-point game, and it is late. Here's Cricky. In on Childs. Backing him down. Beautiful move. And Ben Cricky able to beat Childs this time for a basket to cut it to 14 with 4:20 to go. Matt Loddick on his feet, encouraging the troops to get some stops and make one final run here. McAdoo. And now Childs gives it up to Tavanainen. Down to Childs. Well, missed shot, but there is that man, Deshaun Henry.
Make it 5 now in double figures for the Braves, including 11 offensive rebound, and then turning over Valparaiso defensively once again. And it's been a clinic with what Bradley does well.
Bradley defensively is completely shut down Valpo. Near steal there, and it leads to a Zion Morgan foul, but just 3:36 to go, and it is all Bradley tonight. Braves 65, Crusaders 49, back in 1 minute. This is The Valley on ESPN.
I think the sketchy website I bought this turtle from stole all my info.
Ooh, have you looked on the bright side?
Discover never holds you responsible for unauthorized purchases on your card. That's my turtle.
Fraud protection. Discover something brighter.
Gamers! Verizon 5G Ultra Wideband is here with ultra low lag. So start becoming the best gamers in the game. Woo! 5G Ultra Wideband, now in parts of many cities. This is 5G built right.
The local crew is going to be pretty busy. Hey, volleyball coming up back-to-back. Sunday and then Monday as Karen Avery's team takes on Southern Illinois. I've got that broadcast on Monday, Dave.
My Valentine's gift from you is going to be getting to sit down Monday afternoon and watch you call some volleyball. Back to your roots, Todd.
Yeah, actually, you know who got their start calling Valpo volleyball? The great Adam Amin.
I'll tell you what.
It's never too late to follow in his footsteps.
I try to every day. You know, he is big as they come now. Voice of the Bulls all over NFL and Fox. And
that's where it all started.
Mad respect for
As
Adam
a freshman calling Valpo volleyball. Adam himself, you wouldn't believe it by looking at his stature.
Was a volleyball player?
He was a volleyball player.
Oh, what, a 6-foot net?
At, well, he was a setter, a libero, or one of those things. Back at Addison Trail High School.
Did you just pull out libero? You have been bucking up on your volleyball terminology.
I would not be qualified to announce the volleyball match if I didn't know the term libero.
Hey, as long as you know who Karch Corral is, you can go ahead and call volleyball.
McAdoo makes both free throws. And this is the largest lead of the game. 67-49 with 3.5 to go. Ricky's got to bring it back out to Morgan. Now it's Clay. And that's no good. Boy, after that hot shooting by Valpo from beyond the arc, where they'd made 4 out of 5, 6 of 19, 1 of 14 from 3 since the midway point of the first half. Mast. He'll back Clay down. Spins back, and Clay will get whistled for a foul. And Mast will shoot a 1-and-1.
Bradley continues to work down low in the paint where they've lived all second half after exploding from the three-point line in the first half. They've gone back to their roots here in the second and continue to pound the paint. And they've just been successful. Valparaiso did all they could to really hang around early, but it's just been the defense overall of Bradley that, in my opinion, has really taken over this basketball game.
Ricky with the rebound off the Mast miss. And Fricky a touch, and now he'll get an opportunity from the free throw line. That's the 17th foul. I'm sure if Fricky makes these two, we'll see pressure from Valpo.
Gonna have to turn it up full court the whole time, and Cricky does a great job here of getting a good position, but he just hasn't had enough opportunities tonight down low on the blocks.
Front end for Fricky, and a great free throw shooter, and that's the night it has been. Haven't seen many. We talked in the open about how
Murphy's Law.
steady he is. Yep. And a rare off night for Ben Cricky. Just 3 field goals, 3 of 9 from field, 3 rebounds, and 0 for 1 from the line. Nolan in on Clay. Tavanainen with the dagger with 2:25 to go. I tip your hat to Brian Wardle's team. Shorthanded, an absolute clinic from them tonight. And Brian Wardle, a guy who has had many nightmarish games here at the Athletics Recreation Center, will undoubtedly enjoy this 3-hour ride home. Offensive foul there against Donovan Clay.
Yeah, his team stepped up big. A little frustration there by Clay. We've touched on how he hasn't had anything going here in the second half. You see him just raise that arm. Nothing malicious to it. Just tried to create some space against Mast, and it's going to be called every time with that extension. Agnosovic now in for Valparaiso. But even if he gets going, it's going to be too little too late, as it's 21-point run out by Bradley. And they've done everything right this evening.
And Matt Laudick has brought Steve Helm in the game for the first time. Agnosovic in as well. Some pressure here. Bradley breaks the pressure up to Nolan. And Brian Wardle says, bring it back. No hurry here. I don't think anybody saw this coming. Not that Bradley would win the game. It certainly was a definite possibility. But by this margin, a definite surprise.
Yeah, first meeting we touched on, obviously going to double overtime. And Valpo coming off a huge win. And we talked about when it goes bad, it does for Valpo. And when it goes good, sometimes it just goes good.
And Nolan off the glass, and then Valpo turns it over. It's like years and years of frustration from Brian Wardle, and it's all coming. It's all coming together.
Those days of Alec Peters and
Ryan Brokoff. Ryan Brokoff was the ultimate dagger against Green Bay, including that memorable three-pointer in the conference tournament semifinals right here at the Athletics Recreation Center.
8 straight years with those two going back-to-back with each other for Valparaiso up against the Horizon League.
24-point lead. Childs gives it up. That was really empty. The bench. Tyler Fricky is in. McAdoo. Nolan from deep. Wow. And Brian Wardle just will call a timeout to sub some guys in.
That's a new season high in three-pointers made for the Braves, and they shot very well tonight from downtown.
And you remember last year here against Bradley when Valpo made 17 threes.
13 of 30. How about that? 43% from downtown was Bradley this evening. 4 of them from Tevanainen, a couple apiece from 3 other players. Just a great job shooting.
Bradley's got 6 in double figures. A helm gets bumped and a foul called. 6 in double figures by Bradley. With 76 points, that shows incredible balance.
Yeah, nobody, I mean, I think 14 was the team leader, and they've got 6 in double figures. So, yeah, you mentioned it, just complete balance. Valpo now just completely emptying the bench as well. No reason to have anybody with starting numbers in right now.
Their first appearance this year from Emile Fries-Villian. He's out the first 2 months with a foot injury. Steve Helm misses a free throw.
It's incredible. One of the most guaranteed shooters from the 15-foot charity stripe there is.
First appearance from Antonio Thomas for Bradley. And now this is Jason Kent, freshman from Oak Forest, Illinois. Riley Berger. And he had a knock free. It's going to be a jump ball. It'll stay with Bradley. The only good news for Valpo is no matter what the final score is, it only counts as 1 loss.
That's right.
By the way. But as these two teams fight for a bye, this was a much-needed win for Bradley, who's really struggled lately. Berger's free throw, shot, I should say, 3-point shot, well off. And here comes Helm back. Fries-Villian, and he missed the shot right at the rim. Hannah knocks it out of bounds.
You mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, Todd. Valpo's got 5 now on the road, so they're going to have to rebound quickly, going up to UNI squad, who obviously things changed with the Green injury very early in the season, but still always a tough out at Northern Iowa.
Fries-Villian, one final shot here for Valpo. It's going to be a Steve Helm 3, and he knocks it in.
Good to see Helm get on the board. And Bradley, a much-needed victory on the road as they start a 3-game road slate against Missouri State, in which are going to be a couple big-time matchups this weekend for the Braves. But it was all Bradley tonight, Todd. I think it was just that defense that really suffocated Valparaiso, never let them get anything going. You really got to tip your hat overall to the whole Bradley squad.
Billy Tavanainen, and boy, he set the tone early with those couple offensive rebounds and those threes, and he was steady all game long. A guy who started for much of the season. Lately, he's been coming off the bench. 5th straight game off the bench for Tavanainen, and he has played exceptionally well. And in those 5 games, I should say, off the bench, he's averaged 11 points a game. So here's a guy who gets moved to the bench and has stepped up his game. We could have picked a lot of guys, but Tavanainen, our player of the game.
Outstanding job tonight. And moving to the bench isn't always a bad thing. Manu Ginobili showed that for years. Being a 6th man, you can put up starters' numbers. And, of course, Coach Wardell might have found something to give his team that spark they're going to need down the home stretch.
A lot of teams bunched up from about 5 to 9 in the conference standings. And, again, the top 6 get the bye in the opening round of the conference tournament. Bradley's now 5-8. Valpo is 4-7 after an impressive victory by the Braves tonight. They were spectacular. 76-52 over Valpo. For Dave Huseman and our outstanding crew, this is Todd Eichau. We say so long from the Valpo Athletics Recreation Center, where the final score, Bradley 76 and Valpo 52. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and are archived on the ESPN app. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Tonight's game, an exclusive presentation of ESPN.